Earlier I stopped in the forest somewhere in a big field of fern. Here is nothing, but not far back it was like the whole forest was filled with fern, and while I was moving around I could see brown, kind of yellowish, mostly brown type of dust coming up. I could see it because of the sun rays on an angle, and I thought, okay, that would be big nasty allergies for some people. Let's see how my body responds. And maybe 20 minutes ago I felt like mm, not itchy, but I felt something like a little bit of swollen throat. I thought, okay, I'm not totally immune to the pollen, but it's not too bad. That was a torrent that crossed the road and made its way to the lake. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm just following a bike and horse trail, but I don't want to ride my bike in the forest since it's a bit bumpy. I'm just enjoying a hike, a couple of kilometers. Riding the bike on the road was not scary at all, especially with people in this area. Compared to many other places, this is no stress to ride a bike, even without a helmet. I don't have helmet, so I still have my brains in the box. The forest is dry. I mean, it's kind of moist here because the humidity of the forest, they have deep roots, but it did not rain for a long time, like over a month probably. But it's still very pleasant. It's not a dry air. It's calming, and it's moist and cool. It's really cool. I rode the bike on the road earlier and it feels hot, but since it's September 25th of September, um, it's not like in the middle of the summer. But in the forest it's better, it's pleasant, it's enjoyable. And since I'm in the forest, I can connect to thoughts. uh, I tried earlier, but there were people, traffic, cars all over the place. Actually, someone stopped, the first person stopped in months, stopped to ask me if I need a hand, if I need help. They saw me riding, walking beside the bicycle, and holding the phone. They thought I need help, especially when there's no cell phone signal in the park. So that kind of amazed me to see people uh, who really care about others. Even I look like a bum. Uh, that horse crop is not bear, it's horse. If I see a bear, that would be part of the adventure, and I got my night vision camera or thermal camera, would like to record the bear. Yeah, it would be fun adventure. So I don't start with a mindset of fear. When I was younger, because of some past trauma, I used to go in the forest, but it was a kind of a stressful feeling. If something is going to attack me, or some stranger might come and chase me, it was not relaxed experience. I mean, it was fun, go pick up mushrooms and explore the forest and pick up wild plants, but I was not fully relaxed. Here it's a bit different. Uh, are less cases of attacks in the forest, and since I don't watch the news, make it easier for me. So I don't allow myself to be programmed with fear. I did that in the past, and it was not good for me. Today I will talk about demons and possessions, and I'll give you my point of view, my perspective, from my understanding and from some testimonials I learned from watching some YouTubes. I'm not a psychic who was able to see demons or angels or any spiritual or energy beings, so I cannot provide some information how they look like, how real they are, but I get a bunch of data, and I'm getting an idea. If you want to stick around for a bit to see what I want to share, if it does make sense for you. It's almost 4 p.m. Like I said, this is a horse and bicycle trail. Oh, it says no bicycle. It's just hikers and horses. Penalty for disobeying signs. Okay, that means I can get busted, and I don't think it will make my day better. Okay, multiple use trail, bicycle. Since I'm allowed, I'm taking it to the left towards my car, because I'm kind of done with hiking today. There are a few probably an infinite type of entities in an energy realm. And you can actually connect to certain entities or energy beings the way you connect to humans into this heavier realm or a denser energy realm. I mentioned in a different video that everything is information. It's like we are part of a huge computer system network, and each one its own system. Like you are a system connecting to other systems, and we are all into a big network, and the big network is part of another system, and we see only through our five senses limitations. Also, each biological system has multiple layers, and humans, being more complex creatures, they have information system or layer about emotions, so emotion information, energy, like biofield, organs. Those are systems and subsystems. In our thinking, those are anatomic systems, part of our biology, the way we are designed to function here. Then you have our network system that connect us together, at different levels, even in that field, different level of connecting with certain open ports, closed ports, firewalls, protecting systems, transferring information, then telepathy. So it's a very complex system, the communication system between the humans and between humans and other creatures. Yeah, so we are multifaceted or multi-layered entities. You can switch your mind and focus on different things. So if you are a doctor, of course you are going to focus your mind on the biology of the human body. If you are a psychiatrist, probably you will focus on the brain and connections and behavior and emotions. If you are an energy healer, then you will connect to the energy field of the body or the biofield. Okay, if you are a holistic practitioner, you will connect multiple systems in your mind, or you will analyze these systems in your mind. So we are really complex machinery, and you should be excited and proud of who you are, what you are, and grateful for being installed into such a complex body, because you are information being installed. We call it we are born into this realm, and you have an assignment here. You're not just a being that replicates by combining the chromosomes, genes, and all that biological functions that made you who you are. That's just the way you appear in this world. You have some characteristics, biological characteristics, and information system is being used. Use this mechanism of genetic code to replicate the little program that becomes a larger program. The same thing, the software programmers, they use pieces of codes created by themselves or created by other companies. They sometimes they buy code and they insert into their main program, and they just copy. So let's say if they want to build some characters on the game, not all the game programmers have to create new characters. Sometimes they just import. They buy from other software developers. And another classic example is music creators. They have a database of samples, songs, or sounds, and they use this database into the main program, and they create music, and they just combine. So these days there are not many music producers hiring the whole orchestra to create music. You can have one guy who is the little god in front of his computer creating music by combining different sounds. Sometimes they use instruments, but since they can get better sounding instruments, it makes their job much easier, and they can create a whole orchestra. Same thing with the game producers. And we don't know if our God did the same thing when they created our DNA and our world and the way we experience it. Uh, so we have limitations. That's why we were built with only 5 senses and this much brain capacity to limit our knowledge, but at the same time will push our boundaries. If you had all the knowledge in the world, if you had access to everything, so that information, who's God, why we are here, why, then you would kind of stop searching and you would get bored. Because also boring, boredom, it's a part of the mind. So if you get bored that easy, probably you still get the feel of searching and digging for knowledge. So knowledge is part of human growth. It's supposed to be built in everyone, unless you are really sick. But you always try to learn how to feed yourself, how to survive, how to mate, how to find food, how to build a house, how to make more money. So that's part of human growth. And when you search for explanations, it's still growth. Now that was a bit of going around. What I want to say is that we are all information. We are part of a system, very complex system that if you want to think in a human terms, is like a big, very, not big like a machine in size, but very powerful, very capable computer system that was programmed by a creator or a team or an energy being or an entity, or maybe even a very intelligent entity like our AI that evolved by itself, and we could be in the mind of an AI, but we can't call it AI because artificial is related to humans. But could be a very, very sophisticated intelligence being. I don't know if you watched the Matrix movie, when this main character went to find who's God and met a very sophisticated type of machinery that was the source of all the information. I don't think I got the concept from that movie, no, because my concept has different flavor. But that movie was sort of a revolutionary, made you think out of your box. Coming to demons, demons are energy structures or information structures that are programmed in a way that appears in an energy field. We are also energy, programmed energy. If you don't get the concept, instead of me talking for 10 hours and jumping from one topic to another, you can check my previous videos related to programmed energy, if you have patience to dig into that. Programmed energy, so it's a thought or the idea that was put into a system of energy that was programmed to perform certain functions. So you have this field of nothingness. This field is like a magnetic field, but someone or something was able enough or powerful or smart enough to take this field and model it and create other fields and atoms and structures by assigning numbers or characteristics to this field. So building atoms out of this field, and from the atoms building bigger and more complicated structures. And all this field is programmable. All the field, the quantum field is programmable. The way I appear to you, these headphones, the trees, is programmed energy. And we can program this field according to our needs. We can use the existing programs. The trees, we can cut the trees and make boats, make houses, and pencils, and other objects that serve us in our journey here. So we can program the field, or we can create new things, but still we have to use the existing structures like atoms. When the humans are going to be able to program the field and generate new things, that would be something totally new. But for now, humans have to work at the atomic level, or the molecular, or the tissue, or the matter level. The humans don't have the ability to program or concentrate this energy, because we work at a different level. So we don't have access to the powers to modify the information, the basic information. We just modify the programs. So we take the program of the atom, let's say iron atom, it's a program, energy program. And so we take it and we use it in our other programs when we build a hammer, or we build an airplane or something like that. But we cannot create yet, we cannot create new structures to build a new world. We created some, from information, we created programs of data, zeros and ones, and probably now we try to create other type of data for the quantum field to modify and create, they call it qubits. And with qubits and other type of basic data, humans will be able to create new characters in new worlds, including the AI that will be able to think like humans, and virtual worlds similar to our world. So these programmers, or God, created the atom. The humans are not that able yet, so they still have to work and make baby steps and build this knowledge to have the prerequisites to create a new world. So that was a long talk about energies and stuff. But what this one has anything to do to demons? Why I said this one while going around the topic is to tell you that you can create anything. And for now, we create and use, or we use existing programs. So existing programs could be at the emotional level, could be at the material level, I explained earlier. And when it's about demons that are related to your emotions, which are energy, how these things work. Let's say you grow up as a kid into a hateful family with no love. You realize that they programmed you without a bad intent, but it's what they knew. The parents programmed you to be a hateful person. So you copied their programming, and you become a hateful person. And because your vibe will attract people of the same type of thinking, you will connect with hateful people. And after a while, you realize that all people around you, or your world is made of hateful people. Hateful people. It happened in many countries where people think, oh, everyone is stealing, everyone is killing each other. Why? Because the vibe, the general vibe, the human consciousness of that country is in such a way that uh, all the people, or people, or majority of people, they have similar vibe, which create a general idea of something like a loving country, or a high crime country, or a country where everyone is cheating. Yeah, so if you were born into one of those countries, you have to know that you were installed into a time slot and into a so-called space, which is that country. You can travel in time if you like, the way people do when they do astral projection or astral travel. You can travel in space or in time. But if you want to limit, or if you stick with your reality and your programming, then you are born into that country, and unless you travel, you decided to move because you don't really feel that you fit into that vibe, then you move to another space and another area, another uh, general consciousness where people are different. Let's say if you were born and programmed to believe that uh, hurting others makes you feel good. If all your neighbors and your relatives are like some people who are always smiling, always praying to God, always singing at the table, and you feel like, oh, you know what, these are stupid people, like I hate them. Then what happens? You want to move, and you move to another place. And if you keep finding people who are not for your vibe, then you keep finding, keep searching, until you may want to move to another country, maybe full of war and stuff that you thrive. So many people think that the war is bad, but war zones and this type of countries of destructions are made for certain type of people, different vibe. And some people thrive out of war, even in industrialized countries. People make money, people live because of, or live a good life because of other people suffering. So you connect to certain type of vibes. If you have a loving mindset, then you will likely connect to people the same vibe, because you always seek to feel good in your life adventure. So if you seek destruction that makes you feel good, yeah, you will keep looking around in your growth, in your evolution, and you will look for people that who makes you feel good. So that's the way you attract similar vibes, and you create, or you build or rebuild your reality all the time. So all the time, it's always evolving. Something is evolving, and so you have, let's say, so what people call this destructive entities, they call them demons, and they are more positive, like fairies, or maybe angels, or good stuff, helping some people with their life challenges. And you can connect to those if you like, the way people connect to Jesus. And I explain in different video, every time you uh, ask for help, one of these entities, even an alive person, you give some of your power to the other person, the way you assign power to the president of I don't know which country, by thinking that you have less power and they have more power. uh, or if you have a bicycle and you need some repair, guess what?
Yeah. Hi.
Go ahead.
Oh. Get service?
No. I'm just, yeah, no, it's no service. It's just a quiet mind here. Eh, I told them I'm alone on the trail, and I lost the trail every time the people come into the field. I lose the track. If I want to get help from a repairman, but the repairman is have less experience, guess what? I give my bicycle to a repairman, and he grows in power because he is learning, and I give my power because I could repair that bicycle, but because I give it to someone else, that means I help that person grow power. Same thing with Jesus. More Christians join the movement, more power Jesus is getting in order to help others who are in need. Same thing with politicians. So they take your power so they can control and do things with your powers because you voted for those. And you can assign powers to these demonic energies, which are programs. So if you are a hateful person, then you will attract this type of, you connect to these energy programs and they can destroy your life. If you want to connect to Saint Archangel Michael or something, same thing. You just connect mentally to that energy, the way the people have a telepathic connection with other people. Okay, so you connect at the information field, you connect to these entities, and they can attach to your programs, to your information being, and they can wreck your life. Uh, Especially when you amplify those emotions, you keep thinking of hateful crime, killings, doing stuff. So that's the way you get demonic entities attached to your soul. Talk to you later. Bye bye.